Hello everybody, this is, sorry about that. It's Tim here again, had another movie review. Figured I'd go ahead and do Steel now, just to get Steel over with. Now, Steel is an interesting case. I just watched Supergirl, and, I watched Superman, all the Superman films, and Supergirl. And then, now I'm doing Steel. Personally, this is a bad film. It is. Everybody knows this is a bad film, and if you enjoy the film, once again, that's cool. But most people would agree that this is a bad film. I'll just go ahead and say it. I'd give it a half a star from 1 to 4. I was a little bit nicer to this one because when I was watching it, I could feel some genuine effort in this flick. Like, people were actually trying to do something here, whereas Supergirl just felt like chaos. But honestly, I'd kind of rather watch Supergirl than this, because Supergirl was kind of funny bad. This movie's just kind of bad. I'd give it a half a star because I at least felt there was some effort here, and I'm going to give Shaq a little bit of a compliment here. He is bad in the film, but he does have a little bit of likable charisma where every now and then he does like an okay scene or a passable scene. So even though he's bad acting-wise, he has some enjoyable charisma, actually. His suit looks retarded. It looks like a retarded version of RoboCop. It is horrible. Way too many Superman and Batman references in this flick, just like in-jokes. And they don't even actually mention, like, Superman in the film. Not really personally like he exists in the same universe. More like he's just like a comic book character, which is weird when Steel is, in the same universe as Superman. But anyway, and the plot is just dumb. You got the character that Shaq plays, who is a weapons designer who doesn't want to make weapons that kill, yet he's in the military designing weapons for the military for war. It's like, what the fuck? What's going on here? There's no character here. It makes no sense. Judd Nelson, I believe, is the bad guy dude from the Breakfast Club. He was great in the Breakfast Club. Here, he's just way miscast. He's hammy as all hell, and his villain is stupid as all hell. At the end of the film, he's got Shaq pretty much captured and can just kill him. And then Shaq's like, why don't you take a look at my hammer? And he's like, oh, you better not turn that knob right there. And Judd Nelson, of course, is like, toot, and it just blows up. But well, it doesn't just blow up, it just like activates something that causes like all the magnetic, it causes Shaq's outfit to go like magnetic or whatever. And you got the dude who played Shaft or whatever in this film. He does fine acting wise, but his character is mostly just used for Shaft in jokes. The movie just also it's just bland. And there's this really obnoxious thing that Shaq keeps doing with this chick in the film, who's pretty much kind of like the Oracle from DC, who she ends up getting in a wheelchair, and every time they meet, they do this little finger touch, like, and Shaq's like, and they zap each other's fingers or whatever, and he calls her Sparky, and it's just stupid. I'll give this film like half a star because, like I said, every now and then Shaq has some enjoyable charisma moments, and like I said, this film feels more competently made compared to something like Supergirl and Superman 4. Out of what I've just watched, I'm probably being nicer to the film by giving it a half a star than what I should. But at the same time, after coming from Superman 4 and Supergirl, this is a step up. And it's better than Batman and Robin as well. Batman and Robin, honestly, has been worse than all 3 of these films. That film was just friggin' painful to get through. This is just a bad movie. It doesn't insult me or anything. It's just kind of dull and bad. Like a bad B-movie 90s superhero flick that just doesn't really work. And the main gang member like walks around like a friggin' eye patch on or something. You can tell it's like a 90s B flick. The film doesn't really work on any kind of level. It's not horrible. Well, it is horrible and it's hard to watch. And plus, it's like they don't know who Steel is. It's like the Shaq's like 8 foot tall, for God's sake. How many more 8 foot tall guys running around the city are there? Man, it's just a dull movie. There's nothing really interesting that happens. One other thing. There's like this really corny song that's in the film later on in the movie that's like starts saying "Steel" or whatever, and that was horrible as well and tough to make it through. And the film has like a weird scene where this bad guy's like on the internet talking about we can finally use the internet for something besides looking up porn. And so I'm like, what the? That seems kind of weird in a Steel movie to reference porn. I mean, what the? That was kind of odd. Yeah, but all in all, this is a bad flick, and I'm glad to be done with these Superman films so I can move on to something else because I'm kind of wore out because the last few have been pretty damn terrible. So I'll see you guys again with the next review.